Welcome to Life in Times of Cotto. I am your host, Jay Cotto, and in today's segment, I do want to discuss another conversation that I had with my daughter and how she feels like she has anxiety going to school every day. And she's 13. She's not quite like, she has a lot of drama going on in school, and I guess that's just a girl thing, right? However, she teaches me things every day, and I'm slowly starting to notice that it's more and more every day. So my discussion with her this morning was, I understand that you feel anxiety going to school. I understand that you don't really like going to school, and some of the characteristics of some of your friends, you're not really happy with. And my advice to her was, it's because you're set apart from them. Your character is very different. You look for the good in people, and your expectation is for them to be good. And when they disappoint you, you feel that sense of defeat or let down. And my advice was simply that you have to stay the course, because the world is designed in a way where you can easily lose sight of that. And those little things will cause you to lose sight of the good things. Now, you are one that's set apart from the rest. There are more like you. You just have to find those and be patient, but do not fall into what the rest of the world is, which is going to lead me into another conversation. I have a couple of acquaintances that I speak to pretty regularly, and they might be a bit more than acquaintances, but I do speak to them regularly. And long story short, and I don't mean to put, businesses out there, but, they have a relationship with each other, which otherwise shouldn't be occurring. One of them does have a significant other. Now, the reason why that's relevant, and it's going to tie into what it is that I'm saying to my daughter in a few, but the reason why that's relevant is there was a conversation had between the two, and I don't know what the conversation was. I don't know what happened, but all I know is that she was left crying. And knowing full well what the situation is, I still found her crying, and I felt I felt bad and sad. And the truth of the matter is I had asked her, what was the situation, and things are going on, and his life is moving forward, and she's just kind of there, right? And to some degree, I just kind of looked at her, and I was just speaking to her and just kind of saying, hey, look, his life is moving forward. You're young, you have your whole life ahead of you. Do what you need to do for yourself, and just do big things. You deserve it. You're very deserving. And the reality of it is because things are moving forward, and he's here having whatever conversations with you to keep you under the hook, to keep you under the thumb, and he just wants to feel like the big man on campus, knowing that he's moving forward and still keeping you attached, which is some sucker shit. But it is what it is, right? And that's the situation that she was in and put herself in, and so did he, right? Now, having that conversation and having a conversation with my boss about this, his comment was, this is why young girls need fathers. Now, I'm not going to go into the conversation of, women not being capable of doing what they do. They do it all the time. My mom was a single mom and did her thing. And I think for the most part, she raised a fantastic man. But the truth is without that kind of guidance, without that kind of strength, without that kind of advice from someone you really trust, like a parent who has, an impact on what you believe, what you see, what the world is, and what people should be. Because that is what parents are. Parents are an example of what people should be to their children, and what the children should expect from the rest of the world. Now, with him saying that, it struck me so deeply that I did start to pay attention a little bit more to what my daughter was saying. And it's not just my daughter, it's my children in general, but I'm just using her as an example because of the conversation that I had with her this morning. And the truth is again, she's set apart from everybody else. She has a character that is very different from everybody else. And it doesn't matter where she goes and what she does. She's always going to be set apart and be different because of how she sees the world. And that is the beauty in my daughter. That is the beauty in her. And that's something that I don't ever want to be tainted. So it's my job as a parent to make sure that she keeps that and carries that, adjusts it along the way, because you have to develop some sort of a thick skin, throughout life, like we all do. But the truth is you also need to stay true to your character. You need to stay true to who you are. It doesn't matter what everybody else is doing. You know right and wrong. You know what you should and should not be doing. And you know what is going to keep you solid and what's not. So it is our job as parents and our due diligence to make sure that the kids know you're always set apart. You always look for the better in life. Don't ever stay stuck thinking that, oh, this person does this person does that I need to do the same thing, especially if you know it's against the grain, especially if you know if it's against your core values. Anyway, that's all I got. Thank you for lending me your ears. Do what you do it well, do it the best way you know how. Jay Cotto, I am out. Peace.